and one touch too many, right? Given that this is a group that is difficult for us, do you consider to have a more direct approach for the coming matches?
But I think that we don't shoot on goal because England for 19 minutes press very high and didn't give us the chance to play easy, never. And to be honest, the difference physically was clear, and with this kind of pressure, they accepted always in all the part of the pitch 1 against 1. So to build the action easily, we cannot, to be honest. And we are the first that are sorry about that, but at the end we have to be honest, mentally honest, and say that this kind of match for us, with this kind of behavior from the opponent, it's very tough. When you play with this difference between the team, you have to hope that sometimes the opponent come here a little bit come si dice, calm, or they take the match come si dice, under easily, no, you know. But this not happened today because England has an amazing attitude on the pitch from the first minute until the end.
Any other questions?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
so
you.
Thank you very much and good night.
Okay, everybody. I presume there's a microphone available. Is there a roaming microphone? Yeah. So, there isn't. John, do you want to get started then? Thanks,
yeah, I thought that, of course, we know we have the quality to win the games, but it's about your mentality then. And I thought that was excellent right from the start. We tried to balance looking at a few things with some experienced players that give you leadership on the pitch and set the tone. And that's how they've trained all week. So, in particular, when we lost the ball, the reaction to winning it back was a sign that the team were in a good place mentally. And then, of course, some really good quality for the first couple of goals especially. So, yeah, we've made it look fairly straightforward. You know, that, as we know from the last time here, isn't always the case. We've been able to look at a few things, we've been able to get players on, we've been able to get some players off. So, yeah, very pleased with the night.
Mark?
Well, when you look at all the players who weren't in that starting 11 tonight, it sort of shows the quality you've got in this squad in depth, that you can come away with, you know, 7 or 8 major players missing and still win 4-0.
Yeah, but we never know when we're going to have people available. You know, there's always turnover of injuries, so it's important that you have that depth, that we give young players the chance, so that when they come into the team, they're used to being with the squad, they're comfortable with the group, and you know, you sort of pass the baton on through these qualifying campaigns, because from month to month you're going to have to make changes. So that is very important that we have those options.
Matt?
Gareth, just wondered about your thoughts on Trent's performance, and if he is going to play in that position, is that something we have to commit to fairly early to give him the experience in that position before something, say, like a major championships next summer? Well,
inevitably, a lot of what happens is going to be a little bit dependent on his club, because the fact that he's been playing partly in there with the ball, albeit a bit deeper, I think has helped his transition tonight. So he's getting used to what was pleasing tonight. He's getting used to receiving in tight areas with his back to goal, with players behind him, whereas he's used to receiving on the touchline with the play in front of him, and he was very comfortable doing that. So, look, I've got no questions in my head he can do it. It's just learning some nuances of the role without the ball, especially, very different for him. But he's very keen to do it. He's enjoyed the sort of project, if you like. We talked about it about 4 weeks ago on the phone, and I think he's been excited by it. And yeah, he showed exactly what we think he could be capable of, and he gives us something different to our other midfield players.
Good, Dan, and then Sam.
Hey, Gareth.
Sorry, I've lost that.
You've spoken a lot in the past about sharing ideas with Eddie Jones and taking inspiration from him. I just wondered, now Ashes season is upon us, if you've ever spoken to Brendan McCullum, and if there's anything you can learn from Bazball.
No, not to Brendan. I've had a couple of meetups with Rob Key. So the team have been playing fairly solidly throughout, so less time to see Brendan. I don't know Brendan, but I've been introduced to Rob. So it's something, you know, I'm a big cricket fan. It's something that is hugely exciting to watch at the moment. You know, their mindset has been a big thing, but they've also got a lot of world-class players. You know, we've got quite a few players I think would get in a World 11, so the standard is also very good. But there's definitely been this shift in how they're playing, and I would imagine it's the first team in my lifetime to declare 393 for 8 on day one. So that will be an interesting decision, because in the end people will judge that on the outcome as they do the decisions you make as a coach. So, but that's a clue as to the mindset they're going into the series with.
Sam?
Just for, on Saka, is he injured? And just on that sort of mindset thing, Is that something that translates across? I mean, Bazball is sort of all about the kind of taking risks. Can that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. They've been doing it for a few months, so I think we've been evolving as a team as well. You know, I think it depends on what exactly you're looking at in terms of style of play, in terms of the players that you're prepared to play, playing youth. Of course, in their sport, it's been a complete shift in a test match perspective. That's hard to align it because they have a lot more games, they have a lot more time together. So whenever we've done cross-sport things, you're always mindful, okay, what are the bits we can pick off? What are the bits that might be unique to a different sport? And yeah, in the end, you're looking at things that are going to help you to win. I think there the alignment between the captain and the coach is really strong. The alignment with the head of cricket is really strong, so they're all on the same page, which in any sports organisation is absolutely crucial. Yeah, this summer is going to tell us a hell of a lot about whether, you know, that in the end they're going to be judged on an Ashes series in the way we are on a European Championship or a World Cup.
Okay.
And Saka, sorry?
He's good, yeah. We just thought there's no point in taking any chances with the scoreline as it was.
Okay, we've got 3 queued up. Start with Sammy.
Hi, Gareth. Just looking ahead to Monday, did you or have you already got a clear plan of the team you were going to pick, regardless of what was going to happen tonight? And did anything that happened tonight influence what you do on Monday?
Yep. But not the obvious that you might think. Yeah, I think we always have in mind what happens. Of course, there's still training over the next couple of days also to take into account. But no, what we saw tonight probably confirmed a couple of things, but also, you know, left 1 or 2 things open. So. Yeah, you've always got a plan, but normally we're on plan E, F or G by the time we get to match day because of players we've lost or things that have happened. So you always have to be flexible. But as I say, pleased to get the players off that we got off, and nice to give some minutes to some others as well.
Okay, we've got Simon, then Jacob.
Gareth, in March, during the qualifiers, you're hammering home the mindset point. You were doing so in the build-up to this. And the first thing the opposition coach said was about the attitude from the first minute to the last. But that isn't going to count for anything unless you kick on again on Monday. Is that fair?
Correct. Yeah, that's where we have to be. You know, we've just watched the team win 3 trophies. Why? Because pretty much every game I saw them play, the mentality was spot on. That helps when you've got competition for places like we have, because also you know that you can't afford a dip. You've got to produce. So sometimes you can say things as a coach, but the fact that there's somebody sitting ready to take your place that's a good player also has an impact. But we have good professionals. You know, everybody, of course, is excited by our younger players, but our senior players have a big impact on the way they train, the way they embrace the younger ones coming in, and the way they demand in the dressing room the mentality that they start to set. So it all plays a part.
Jacob.
Hi Gareth, do you see signs now that Maddison is really settling into the side, and also how did you feel that Eze did on his debut?
Well, for Eze, nice to dip his toes. He's only had a few days training with us, so he's still getting used to everything, and it's of course a big step coming into a senior camp for the first time, even though he's been with the under-21s. You know, he's, I think, had his eyes opened to the level, the quality of the players, the intensity every day. So brilliant experience for him, and he's a fabulous boy, I have to say. Really, you know, gives a lot of energy every day, which is brilliant. With James, I thought, you know, that role where he can drift and The position he found for the third goal, I think, where he came inside and or no, Trent's goal, the second one, wasn't it? Yeah, that's what he is. He's comfortable receiving in those areas. He's not as quick or as strong as others, but he finds a way of wriggling in those spaces and in those tight areas. And again, he's a different type of player. So, with a lot of the players we're talking about, they may be suited for some games better than others. We played different opponents that pose different problems. But it's great to have those different types of players.
Okay, guys, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for your time.
I would also say I did see England get 400 on the first day at Edgbaston in 2005.
Knowledge.
I was there, yeah.